Hello everybody and welcome to Hammerdown Motorsports, and today what we're going to be doing is getting back on track with a 1995 Dodge Ram build. So today what we got is a brand new grille that we're going to be priming and painting in a nice shiny black so we can get the front end of this truck looking the way it should. Now, for those of you who may have seen the video where I put the black headlights in the Dodge Ram, you may have seen that I had a chrome grille on it. Now, this was a brand new grille when I put it on, and it's actually probably made in China, cheap one from Amazon, and actually one of the mounting tabs on the back has already broken off. This is actually the good side. And one of the mounting tabs has already broken off. So this grille's pretty much garbage. I don't know if I'm going to throw it away or maybe hang it on the wall. I don't know. Either way, with the black headlights, the look that I'm going for, it's going to look a lot better with the black grille. So let's get this thing all prepped up and ready for paint. What I'm using to prep this is Crud Cutter Gloss Off Pre-Paint Surface Preparation. And I don't know if this is the best method necessarily, but it is what I have available, and we're going to give it a go. Okay, we got our surface nice and cleaned up here. We got all the oils and things like that off. As you can see, there's kind of like a little bit of rubbing, scratches and stuff like that in the plastic, so it's kind of like a raw plastic piece when you get it. So you got to put some primer on it and put a nice paint job on it and kind of finish it off and make it look nice. So much like the first grille that I bought, the chrome one, this is a Amazon purchase, and probably just a generic made in China type deal, but for a budget build like this, I mean, this is definitely a big improvement from what was there. The original grille was chrome and it was all peeling off and cracked and just really didn't look nice. So to get a new grille for your second gen Dodge is probably something that most people in a build like this are going to encounter. And for around the $45 price tag on this one, I think it's well worth the money. Okay, we got our primer coat on. Nice even application. I use Rust-Oleum products. I've always had good results with that product, so that's why I use them. And just gonna let this go for about a half hour or so, nicely dry, and then we'll get ready to throw on the color. Okay, now while we let that dry, we have one more project to go after, and this is the headliner from the Dodge Ram. I already pulled out the main card section of it and pulled off all the loose material that was just hanging down and looked terrible. And actually what happens is when the sun beats down on the roof of these trucks, it kind of deteriorates everything as it gets hot, and then this little bit of foam here kind of ends up just going to powder. So what you need to do to properly prepare this piece for the new headliner is you actually just take a scraper and just get all this loose material off from this foam, and then you have a nice clean surface to be able to apply your adhesive and your new material that's going to be going as your new headliner. Okay, this process of getting this foam off is not an easy process. All I'm basically using is just your standard paint scraper, and basically you just got to take the time and you got to just kind of work it, and you get down to the actual shell itself. And what that does is it allows you to have a nice surface that you're able to get your new material to stick to. So the old loose dried up foam, which is actually the back side of your original headliner, is not going to work too well for that. So it's a good idea to take the time to make sure the surface is very well prepped. Now what I did is I got a heads up universal headliner kit from Pep Boys, and as you can see, it has the foam backing on it already. And this one we actually went with a black color, and so we're kind of give this a little bit of a newer look by having a black headliner, which is not something that Dodge offered back in 1995. They're all that light gray color and maybe a brown or something like that. And yeah, they just they got dirty easily. They just didn't look nice. So we're gonna freshen up this interior with a nice black headliner, and basically got to get to work on getting the rest of this old foam off and get the new one installed. Okay, we got our material just kind of laid out over top of our headliner shell. These headliner shells are basically a thin layer of fiberglass on either side and then some cardboard in the middle, so they're not super durable. You want to be careful when you're taking the foam off that you don't damage it. But basically what you want to do is just lay out your material, make sure you have enough room on either side so you're not short when you start gluing it down. And what I'm using is this 3M headliner fabric adhesive. So what we're going to do is take our new headliner off, we're going to spray the shell with the adhesive and then lay it out and make sure that everything gets pushed down nice and evenly, and then we're able to trim for the size of our headliner. Okay, what I did is actually just kind of folded half of it over and then I sprayed the adhesive on and then just kind of flipped it back over. So right now this front half is nicely adhered, and let me tell you, this stuff grabs right away, so be careful that you have it in place before you start pushing it down and everything like that. Basically what I did is just kind of worked from the middle and just kind of worked it out and held the other end up with one hand and kind of just smoothed it out. And yeah, this stuff grabbed like right away, so definitely be careful when you're laying down your material. Now what we're going to do is we're going to lift the other side up and spray the other side and just kind of fold the other side over the end, and should be all nicely adhered. Alright, once you got your one side glued all down, you turn it over. This is the top half of the shell, and you basically just want to cut out little recesses so you can get all your edges folded over, and places for like this overhead console, you want to cut that out and then just cut it so you're able to glue these edges over top, so once you put your piece in place it'll be a seamless fit. And we're going to cut out the little parts for the sun visors and the grab handle, and we should be all done. Okay, we've got our headliner all glued down. We cut out all the holes and should be ready to install. So I'm just actually going to let this one sit for about a day, make sure that glue gets a good chance to dry, and we'll be good to go. And also, before I get to put this headliner back in, I have a tinted cab light kit for the second gen Dodge, so we're going to be doing an install video on that as well. So once that is installed, then we'll be good to put our new headliner in and give that truck a whole new look in the interior. Also, we have our grill. It's got its first coat of paint on it, so probably give it another coat, let that cure real nice, and then we'll be able to do a nice wet sand on it, get all the imperfections out and polish it out to a perfect shine. Well, that's one more thing down on the 1995 Dodge Ram project. As you can see, there is a lot more to do, and I have a whole garage full of awesome parts that are going to be going into this project, so stay tuned for that on future episodes. So if you liked the video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and keep that hammer down.